So now we're going to look at 3D shapes. So 3D shapes are shapes like cube, cuboid, pyramid, cylinder, cone, and sphere. Now when we talk about 3D shapes, we talk about faces, vertices, and edges. So 3D shapes can be described in three ways. We have faces, which are the sides of the shape. One here, and one here. We talk about vertices, which are the corners of the shape, which are marked in red here. You can see each one on the corners of this shape. And we talk about edges, where the faces meet. So where one face meets another face, we have an edge. Now we're going to watch a quick YouTube video on 3D shapes, which will hopefully help you visualize 3D shapes a little bit better.
There's at least three interesting things you can talk about with any 3D shapes, and that is how many faces does it have, how many vertices does it have, and how many edges does it have. This video is going to be about 3D shapes. 3D shapes. Let's do a simple line. Vertices, edges, and faces. What are each of those things? Let's do a quick sample of different 3D shapes. First sample, you could talk about a cube. Here's a cube, and a cube is made up of squares, and each side is joined up. In a cube, all the sides are equal, and all the faces have the same area. What is a vertex, or plural vertices? A vertex is a corner. Let's actually write that down. A vertex, or vertices, vertex equals a corner. That's two lines joined together. How many corners does a cube have? I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it has 8 vertices. What's an edge? An edge is just a straight line. An edge equals a straight line. How many edges does a cube have? It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4 for a total of 12. That's 12 edges in a cube. And what's a face? I guess the best way to remember what a face is, it's just a surface, a surface. How many surfaces does a cube have? Well, it would have one at the front, one at the back, one at the side, another at the right hand side, that's 4 so far, one at the top, 5, and one at the base, 6. So it has 6 faces. Okie doke, let's do a new shape. How about a triangular prism? Triangular prism is a 3D triangle, like so. How many edges would a triangular prism have? Well, you can count them. It would be, let's do it in a different colour, let's do it in black. It would be 1, 2, yes, you can't quite see that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the 9 edges. How many vertices, I should say, has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 vertices. How many faces? 1 on the side there, 1 at the back, that's 2. It has the floor here, 3, and the left-hand side, 4, and finally the front, 5. So it has 5 faces. Okay, let us do another shape. Maybe one's a bit less common. How about a triangular pyramid? What a triangular pyramid is, it's a pyramid where the base is a triangle and then all the corners meet up at one point, making it a pyramid. So this would be an example, if you can imagine it in your head, of a triangular prism. Sorry, of a triangular pyramid. Okay, how many vertices does it have? It has one at the top here and another one at each of the corners of the base. So 2, 3, 4. That's 4 vertices. How many edges does it have? Well, 3 on the base, 1, 2, 3, and 3 going up, 4, 5, 6. So 6 edges. How many faces? Well, it has the base, which is 1 face, and 3 faces on each side. 2, 3, 4. So 4 faces. Let's do another uncommon one. A square-based pyramid. A square-based pyramid. The only difference between a square-based pyramid and a triangular-based pyramid is, as you'd imagine, it has a square base. So it starts from a square and each of the corners meet up in one place as before. Like so. It has how many edges? Well, 4 on the base and 4 going up, so 8 edges. How many corners? 4 on the 4 corners of the base and 1 at the top, so that's 5. And how many faces? 1 at the base and 4 along the sides, so 5 faces. Just to end, let's do one really fancy shape. This doesn't really come up in exams, but it's fun to look at. How about a sphere? A sphere. Oops, that would not be a good way of drawing a sphere with a line. A sphere is, of course, a 3D circle. So a circle, and let's try and make it look a little bit 3D by doing that. It's a 3D circle. Actually, some mathematicians can't even agree about vertices and edges and faces with a sphere. But what would you guess how many vertices it's got? It's actually got none. It's got no corners because it doesn't have any straight lines. How many edges has it got? Well, again, none because it's got no straight lines. And how many faces? Well, this is where they disagree most. Is a surface a flat plane or can it be curved? If it can be curved, it's got one face. If a surface can't be curved, then a sphere doesn't actually have any faces at all.
So now we've watched that, let's have a look at a cube. Now, examples of cubes are things like dice or a Rubik's Cube. So a cube has 6 faces, 12 edges, and 8 vertices. A cuboid, like a shoebox or a box of cereal, will have 6 faces, 12 edges, and 8 vertices. Now a pyramid, like the pyramids in Egypt, a square-based pyramid will have 5 faces, 8 edges, and 5 vertices. A triangular-based pyramid will have 4 faces, 6 edges, and 4 vertices. A prism, like a Toblerone or a tent, will have 5 faces, 9 edges, and 6 vertices. A cylinder, like a tube of Pringles or a battery, has 3 faces, 2 edges, and no vertices. Now a cone, like an ice cream cone or a birthday hat, will have 2 faces, 1 edge, and 1 vertice. Now a sphere, like a football or a marble, has 1 face, no edges, and no vertices. So now we've looked at all that, let's look at some of the common mistakes that people make in exams. The first one is not reading the question carefully. The second one is giving incomplete answers, so not fully answering the question. Not counting faces, sides, and vertices properly. So remember, with 3D shapes, we have to factor in the shapes that are the sides and the faces that are on the other side of the shape that we can't see. And not showing your working out. And remember the cube strategy. Circle the numbers, underline the question, box any keywords, evaluate and draw, and then solve and check the answer.